Hi everyone, Jason from Makera here with another project tutorial, and in this one we're looking at a few different tips and techniques for when working with tabs on our CNC machining projects. When creating a part using a CNC milling machine like the Carvera or the Carvera Air, tabs are usually an important component for safe and effective machining. Tabs are drawn in CAM software to be an unmachined area along an outer contour toolpath so that your part will remain partially connected to the stock material that you're working with. This is really important because without tabs, your part might start to move around during cutting or even eject from the material, which could be dangerous. And that's another reason why we also always recommend that you machine your projects with your lid closed for your CNC production techniques. But creating effective tabs can sometimes be a challenge. Tabs that are too small might break during the machining process, and tabs that are too big or placed in difficult locations might be challenging to cut effectively in post-processing stages. And in my opinion, there's nothing more frustrating than finishing an awesome project and then attempting to cut the tabs and accidentally cutting too far into your finished part. So let's dive in. Now, the first question I'm always asked is, do you always need tabs? And in short, no. But you do always need to consider how your part will be secured when being machined. So let's talk about a few different circumstances where you might not need tabs. Now, one of my favorite alternative work holding techniques is using a thin and strong double-sided tape, which works really well for flat materials and also smoother materials like PCBs, carbon fibers, even some thin metals. Double-sided tape can easily hold your part when being cut without needing tabs. But double-sided tape only works really well if you have a lot of surface area to work with in your design and if you're sticking to a smooth material. So instead of using MDF as a piece of wasteboard below my stock, I like to use a smoother piece of material like acrylic or even ABS plastic to act as my wasteboard to hold double-sided tape effectively to my stock. And depending on the material and finish that you're looking for, you can even use something like hot glue in some cases to secure your part to your waste material while you're machining it. This would be ideal if you're going to sand or finish your part in post-processing steps, or if you're working with a material that hot glue doesn't stick well with. And when your design allows for it, sometimes I actually just like to put screws through my design part into my waste material to secure it to the bed of my CNC machine. Let's say I'm making a design like this fidget spinner that has holes cut into it as part of the design file. After the holes are drilled and before our outermost cut is created, I could pause my machine and then fix the part to the bed of my CNC using screws to secure it in place instead of using tabs. But of course that doesn't work for every design, as every design has some different circumstances that requires it to be secured in a certain way effectively. There's some aftermarket accessories like a vacuum table that might secure your part using a vacuum pump, but it's important to note that every single work holding technique has its own sets of pros and cons, and you really have to find the one that works best for the project that you're creating and the result that you're looking for. This is why tabs are often some of the most common methods used, as it typically works with any material in almost any circumstance. But now let's get into how to create tabs for our projects more effectively. In CAM programs like Makera CAM, you will see that you often have the ability to set the shape of your tabs, the width and height of your tabs, and the location and quantity of tabs. In general, softer materials like wood benefit from larger tabs than harder materials like metals, as a thin metal tab will typically perform better than a thin wood tab due to the grains in the wood and how soft this material is under stress and load. I personally like to use rectangular tabs on flat sides of my part and triangular tabs if I'm closer to a curve, but avoid putting tabs on curved edges whenever possible, as these sides and areas are often the most difficult to cut. For tab thickness, I typically make tabs on softer materials to be around 1/4 inch or about 6 millimeters in height, or approximately half the height of the stock if that fits better in the design. For harder materials, I often make my tabs around 2 millimeters in height, but one thing to consider is how deep you're cutting beyond the stock, as you need to be careful when making thin tabs to ensure that they're going to be on your stock in the finished part. Let's say, for example, I'm working with a piece of material that's 5 millimeters in thickness, and I'm actually going to cut 1 millimeter past my stock to ensure I cut all the way through because it's warped or rough cut or whatever the circumstance might be. If I create a tab that's 2 millimeters tall and I cut 1 millimeter below my surface, that actually means that my tab will be 1 millimeter below and 1 millimeter above the bottom of my cut. So this actually will only have a 1 millimeter tall tab, and that might be too thin. For location and quantity, you want to ensure that each side of the part is supported whenever possible, and space your tabs out around your design. Again, try to avoid curved areas whenever possible as you look to place your tabs on flat sections of your part when you can. Now, after you machine your part and you're ready to cut your tabs, there's a few best practices that you can use. First, please remember safety procedures. Always wear your safety glasses and make sure that you're comfortable using the tools that you're working with to cut the tabs. The default toolkit and examples pack comes with a small handsaw and sanding block, which works well to remove smaller tabs on softer materials. When possible, it's always best to cut the tab a bit away from your finished part, then sand any remaining tab off for a perfect and flush finish. But in some circumstances, you might find that the small saw isn't quite big enough and you need to use a larger handsaw in order to cut through your harder materials or your larger tabs. I often find myself using a coping saw, as it's a tool that can be equipped with wood or metal blades and works very well in tight spaces and around my design with fine detail. In some other cases, a larger handsaw might be able to be used to cut through your design, assuming that it has the space to allow for it. But whenever using a handsaw, always take your time and allow sanding to be the finishing step to prevent accidental cuts into your finished part. And there might also be some circumstances where a handsaw just isn't going to cut it for your parts or your materials. And in that case, you might want to use some type of electric power tool or cutting tool to remove your tabs. You might use a drill or even a desktop milling machine. I often find myself using a small rotary cutter like this. You can often find a sanding or filing tool that works well, which is a great way to finish the tab and remove all excess material when working with harder stock, as well as using manual files for the finish and removing any burrs. So in summary, while we don't always need tabs, we do always need to consider how to safely secure our stock during the machining process. Some other techniques like double-sided tape, glue, or even using fixtures and screws when possible might work really well for your design, or you might find that tabs are still the best option. But remember that there's a lot of different ways for you to design your tabs to be effective as you're creating your CNC project. Thanks for watching. Of course, please don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more on the official Makera channel.